1,000 years ago, during the golden era of jujutsu, Sukuna was known as an imaginary demon. In reality, he was a human sorcerer with so much cursed energy that other sorcerers struggled to defeat him. After his death, he turned into a cursed spirit. Sukuna earned the title of the King of Curses because he is the most powerful cursed spirit. Sukuna is one of the main villain in Jujutsu Kaisen. He became a key character in the anime after Yuji Itadori swallowed his finger. However, there have been a few moments when Sukuna actually helped the main characters or acted honorably. Despite being a major antagonist, these actions add depth to his character and make the story more interesting. Before we begin, please press the like button and please subscribe to my channel and turn on all post notifications so you don't miss any daily uploads. Now, let's begin. One of the good things Sukuna did in JJK is that he helped Gojo. In chapters 236 to 238, Sukuna surprisingly shows respect to Gojo and seems to address his loneliness. Let's break it down. In this scene, Kashimo questions Sukuna about his satisfaction, considering that he split his soul and endured through the ages as cursed objects. Sukuna responds by saying he understands love but finds it worthless. He asserts that he has never needed anyone to satisfy him. He lives by his own rules, eating, playing, and destroying as he wishes. If others can't grasp that, it's their issue. When Kashimo asks if such a life isn't dull, Sukuna disagrees, saying every human has a unique, fleeting essence, making them perfect diversions until death. Despite this, he tells Gojo, "You were magnificent. I shall never forget you for as long as I live." This shows that Gojo and their battle were significant to Sukuna, not just another fleeting experience. In his own twisted way, Sukuna did care for Gojo and valued their fight. During their battle, Sukuna seems to reflect on the concepts of ultimate strength and solitude, with thoughts that appear to be about love. These reflections likely came from Sukuna, indicating that he was acknowledging Gojo's greatness and paying him the highest respect. Through their fight, Sukuna helped Gojo by providing him with an opponent who truly challenged him, thus addressing Gojo's loneliness. Sukuna's recognition and respect for Gojo's strength offered Gojo a sense of fulfillment and acknowledgement. In his own way, Sukuna was complimenting Gojo and honoring him deeply. What do you think? One of the most heartbreaking aspects of this chapter is that Gojo seems genuinely happy about dying. Gojo himself said that his main goal going into this fight was to connect with Sukuna and say, "Hey man, I understand how lonely it is to be the strongest." While this is sweet, it's also somewhat selfish, aligning with Nanami's view of Gojo as someone obsessed with using jujutsu. Interestingly, Sukuna seemed to understand Gojo's message during their fight. He enjoyed the battle and thanked Gojo for a good fight. By doing this, Sukuna granted Gojo's deepest wish, to be reunited with his loved ones in the afterlife. Even in death, Gojo is no longer alone, which is oddly beautiful. Sukuna, despite being evil, occasionally does something good. He helped Gojo find peace and companionship even if it was in the afterlife. This shows a complex side to Sukuna's character. Another good thing he did is Sukuna revived Yuji, though it came with a terrible price. After Yuji died, Sukuna did something positive by bringing Yuji back to life, even after tearing out his heart to prove a point. Unfortunately for Yuji, this revival came with a steep cost. Following Yuji's death, Sukuna proposed a binding vow during their negotiation in his domain. Yuji rejected the vow and suggested a fight to the death, but Sukuna imposed conditions regardless. Sukuna agreed that if Yuji won, he would be revived without the vow. However, if Sukuna won, Yuji would be compelled to accept the vow but would lose all memory of the negotiation. Ultimately, Sukuna swiftly defeated Yuji, resulting in Yuji's revival, but at a great cost. Second good thing he did is Sukuna saved Fushiguro after the fight against the Divine General during the Shibuya incident. This was the second time in Jujutsu Kaisen that Sukuna spared Megumi's life, leaving fans to question his true intentions. When Sukuna arrived, he used his healing powers on Fushiguro and reassured him that he couldn't die. After the battle, Sukuna took Fushiguro to receive medical care. The third thing he did is when Sukuna showed respect to Jogo before kindly putting him to sleep. Despite Sukuna often being arrogant and confident in his superiority during battles, there have been instances where he showed respect to his opponents, and Jogo was one of them. Before Sukuna ended Jogo's life, he admired his strength and recognized his determination to continue fighting. Sukuna acknowledged that even though Jogo was completely outmatched by his immense power, he continued to challenge himself. Sukuna even told Jogo that he should feel proud of his efforts before quickly dispatching the cursed spirit. Fourth thing he did is save Yuji by taking over for a brief period. When Yuji was sent to investigate a detention center, he allowed Sukuna to take control of his body to escape. This was because there was a powerful cursed spirit present, and Yuji's jujutsu skills weren't strong enough to fight it effectively. Surprisingly, Yuji trusted Sukuna in that moment. Sukuna attempted to return control to Yuji, but it didn't work at first. Initially, Sukuna planned to use the cursed spirit against Fushiguro, but it didn't go as expected. The spirit attacked Sukuna instead, but Sukuna swiftly defeated it by chopping it into pieces. He swiftly dispatched the spirit. Another good thing he did is put Mahito in his place. It's evident that Sukuna doesn't hold Mahito in high regard. When Mahito tried to force Sukuna to come out into emerging and taking control of Yuji, Sukuna was unamused. He warned the immature cursed spirit against touching his soul, pushing Mahito away. This incident occurred after both cursed spirits cruelly mocked Yuji for his powerlessness and inability to save Junpei. Mahito wrongly believed he had an ally in Sukuna, but Sukuna views Mahito as nothing more than a bothersome pest. Even though Sukuna is often seen as pure evil, he occasionally does things that might seem good. It's true that many of his actions are driven by self-interest or a desire to benefit himself. He rarely acts out of genuine kindness. Instead, he might do something positive if it aligns with his goals or serves his purposes. However, there are moments when Sukuna's actions unexpectedly benefit others. For instance, he may help someone or fulfill a wish if it suits his plans or adds to his enjoyment. While his motivations are rarely altruistic, these actions show that even a person as wicked as Sukuna inadvertently can help to achieve good results at times, even if twisted in some way. This complexity makes Sukuna a very interesting character in that his actions blur the lines between good and evil, further proving the thinking that even in a villain, there could be moments of depth one would not foresee. What do you think about the nature of Sukuna, who seems to be quite unpredictable? Anyway, please tell me your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe to my channel and turn on all post notifications so you don't miss any daily uploads.